Hello, good evening, and welcome to Ugress episode 28. It's November 16th, and I just started the warm-up sequence. Good evening to the people already there on YouTube. It's Bastian and Lars and TN and Erinso is already there. And as always, I will just remind you, if you're watching this as a recording, you can jump ahead to the concert, which starts in around 30 minutes. There will be links to the different tracks in the set list below once the set is over. But for now, we're gonna have fun here tonight. Good evening to Atle, you're also there. And you can see here that the tool is already on Zoom. I'm gonna post a link to Zoom for those of you who wants to connect with your web camera. There, I just posted a link right now. Hello, good evening, Ryan also. And if you want, you can connect and you will appear here in during this hangout and warm-up. You can join me on screen. And also you will appear in some of the music videos later once I start performing. David, good evening. Tjena, hur är Sverige? And let's be Scandinavian and talk about the weather. That's the safest way to start any conversation. And I'm just gonna tell you guys, it's insanely cold here, which is okay, but it's just I'm shocked with this cold already. I've lived much further south. Oh, there's Henning also. Hello, Henning. Long time no see. Perfect. And like the ground is frozen, everything is dead. There's snow. There was snow. There was like half a meter of snow a few weeks ago. It's insane. I can't get used to this. So I hope you all are quite comfortable and warm inside. I'm at least quite warm here after all the laptops have been running for a few hours now, warming up. Oh look, there's Milena also. Hello, good evening, Milena. With the window open, so somewhere at least it's warm. Yes, Henning, it's been a while. How are you? It's good to see you. I can't remember in which context. I was looking through some old archive footage, and I think it's 3 years ago since we did lots of... oh yes, now I remember, because I'm using phone footage or like home computer setups, and people have been sending me actually photos of their computer setups, so I'm using that. And that reminded me of the living room photos we made 2 or 3 years ago, and all of your Star Wars costumes. That was so hilarious. And now I'm like, I feel like that is just a few weeks ago, but you know, it's 3 years ago, which is insane. But I'm glad we're all still alive. It's good to see everybody. And oh my god, to Atle, it's minus 10 degrees by you. Oh my god! So cold. I'm not ready for this this cold. I felt like the summer was like, there was 1 week of summer, and then there's been like, somebody froze autumn for 3 months and then straight to winter. All right. So for tonight, there's it's going to be a different setup. I will explain that shortly once I start at 8 o'clock. But for now, I can just give you some more background and depth. Tonight, I will focus strongly on music and new music. So I will perform 6 new tracks and like a handful of old classics. So in contrast to previous live streams, this will be a lot of focus on new material, and also I will focus pretty much purely on the music and the samples of the music. So there won't be so much visuals as you are used to. There will be kind of like under construction visuals. I will show you kind of like sketches of what the track could be. But what I'm doing right now is testing out new songs for the album, which comes next year. And before I start kind of like building lots of visuals and a finished music video for the songs, I want to test them. So I will perform them as usual, like I will do everything live, but the visuals will be quite static. There wouldn't be a lot of like stuff happening in zooms and stuff. More basic, kind of just show you, like, here's the song at the current state, here's my idea for it, here are some of the visuals that I kind of think. I think you're gonna understand what I'm doing when I'm performing it. But that means that tonight's gonna be a little bit different. Like, there's gonna be more music, it's gonna go faster, and the visuals won't be as profound as they have used to be. Oh God, Henning, thank you for sharing. I'm so sorry to hear, but I'm very happy to hear that it's going much better. Oh God. What do the Americans say? My hearts and prayers are with you. I won't repeat that, but that makes me sad to hear. But I'm very happy that that she's feeling much better. And please, in Germany, gute Besserung, god bedring på norsk. Take care. Bastian, you have a birthday on 19th of November. That is only a few days. It's on Sunday or Monday? Well, pre-congratulations, Bastian. Yes, I agree with Tuatla. Good to hear that she's doing well. Yes, it's a terrible... Wow, I can see other comments on this computer than this computer. I can see a comment from Bastian that hasn't appeared on the screen yet. Top chat, aha, that's why. Excuse me while I turn the live chat onto live instead of top chat. We'll take a second. There you go. What I was gonna say before I saw different comments on different screens was that my hope is that yes, cancer is shit, but my hope is, or my understanding, which is super superficial, that with the mRNA vaccines and with the kind of big jumps we are doing with both mRNA and artificial intelligence now, a cure for cancer, or like a vaccine or some kind of technical science bio thing against cancer, I'm hopeful. And I don't read the articles, I just see like the headlines. I'm like, yeah, good work, scientists, keep it up, fight that battle. So pay your taxes and support medical science and take your vaccines, god damn it. Alright, that was enough public service announcement for this live stream. I will jump over and kind of show you some things that I'm currently working on. So this is some of the visuals I have for, you know, the project I'm working on right now, or the working title for the next album is Retrotopia, and I will look at how the different eras of science fiction have visualize the future, and I'm doing that by going through all of the different eras and kind of identifying different visual aesthetics. And the tracks, these are sketch images from different eras that I won't use tonight and I might never be used, but just showing you what I'm working on. Here's a kind of Wellesian, kind of a late 19th century, like 1890s to 1910. You have this kind of very flourishing design of stuff and kind of belle d'époque, fin de belle. I don't remember the French word for like the end of century kind of how they envision the future with all these dresses. Oh, so many art words are failing me at the moment. Art Deco? No, the other one that I can't remember. It looks pretty nice. It's and that's how they visualized the future, I suppose. And here I'm jumping ahead to the 1950s, and this is kind of inspired by Forbidden Planet and that kind of like Technicolor vision of the future with kind of like, I think I have a picture here. Do I have a picture of it? Well, not here. I have tons of images, but some of them, like, they have red trees, and like the way of imagining something alien is like just take the color of something on Earth and flip it around. Like the trees are blue and the grass is red. That's so exotic in the 50s, and I like these the design aesthetics of it. And I'm going to quickly jump ahead to a completely different vision of the future. Now we are in the 80s, and this is kind of inspired by VHS tape covers, where kind of you have this paintingly style. And I'm also including televisions. You know what I usually do? Like, I will appear on this television up there if I use this image, and similar here, and then kind of slightly animate the surroundings of everything going on. So this is kind of an 80s vision of the future. I'm gonna jump back and check in with the comments. Captain Nemo, good evening. And your cat, I hope your cat is still doing well. Fubuki, wow, that track I haven't heard probably since 2008 myself either. Toddler, yes, that the doctors like that the AI is a black box. We don't know how they come up with the stuff they do. Like, it just works, which is super interesting. I don't care. Like, if it works for me, it works for me. But I'm not a scientist. I'm an artist. So I'm just happy with the end result. I don't care how I get there. But I guess for science, and particularly medicine, you probably should need to know what's inside of that. War of the World, Henning. Yes, that's true. Yeah. Laws, yes, all of them are generated by machine learning or generative artificial intelligence. And I'm currently reading a ton of articles, and both about like the technology, but also the philosophy, and like how should we deal with this on an intellectual and a copyright basis, because the generative systems have been trained on material from, like, the text ones have been trained on the internet, the visual ones have been trained on artworks, and the musical ones has been trained on music, including mine. And at the moment, the music generated systems aren't up to quite there yet, but I can tell they're going to be there very quickly, which means that in 1 or 2 or 3 years, you will probably open Spotify or some other app that kind of jumps ahead of Spotify and takes over everything, where you just kind of like, okay, I just listened to, what are we listening to now? Oh, let's say Loungemeister. And give me more songs that sounds exactly like Loungemeister. And it will just spew out endlessly songs that are probably better than Loungemeister. This is coming, I'm pretty sure. I'm not, and I'm surprisingly chill about it. I'm like, that's the change. It's coming. It's the same with photography. It's the same with cars. It's the same with somebody invented fire, and like people are like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? We can work until daylight in the morning, or we can party until daylight in the morning because we can see where the bear are in the caves. So change is inevitable. I'm kind of just gonna roll with it, and the cat is out of the bag, and I'm gonna play with the cat. And apropos cat, Captain Nemo's cat is doing very well. Thank you. I'm good to hear that. And I'm glad you've been listening to Fubuki. Where do you listen to that? I don't think I published that. Was it on Bandcamp, or do you have like an MP3 of that? David, good question. If I get inspired by the images or generating for the music, it's actually a what's it called? It's a process where both parts inspire each other. Particularly now, we will see I'm working with both the music and the visuals at the same time. Sometimes the song is pretty much finished, and I kind of like, no, I want that for the visuals. Other times, I have the visuals, and I'm like, oh. And maybe I have a very rough sketch, and then I think, okay, I can kind of shape-shift this sketch into something quite different that would fit better with those visuals. And then after working on the music for a bit, I kind of, okay, this is really cool, but then I can change the visuals a bit so they fit better to the song. And like this, I kind of build, I'm looking for a word. Like it's a process that, self-referencing, or no. Y-car, or E-car, or Yakar. It's good to see you too, but I can't see you. But I'm happy that you can see me. Bastian, yes, AI can, like, it's technology. It can be weaponized, and you can use it for pretty much everything. It's going to be very exciting to see the weird things coming out of that and the cool things coming out of that. Before I forget, because I forgot. Usually I look through the comments from last time and I answer all of the questions in the comments, but this time I completely I forgot. So right now I am able to answer all of your questions so far, but once the concert starts, I know you post a lot of comments and questions and stuff that I often would like to reply to, but I can't during the performance part. But I read it afterwards. I review the live stream the next day, and then I review all of the comments, and I might make a note of which one I should reply to, so I kind of star it for myself. I forgot to do that today, but I usually do. So for the next live stream in December, I'm gonna answer all the questions from last time's comments and whatever I failed to answer today. And that includes requests. There will be one request tonight. I didn't have space for more. I have noted several requests from other people, which I hope to possibly do in December, or more likely during spring. Because as I started to explain to you guys, that for this live stream and the next one, I will focus pretty much only on new music. So I will test as much new music as possible, and then I will play maybe 1 or 2 hits and some kind of old material. That's why I only have room for 1 request tonight and maybe 1 or 2 requests next month. I'm sure Captain Nemo reports that they wrote half an engineering PhD thesis, rating many of you. Aha, okay. No, I get it. Well, I'm happy to have supported science in a proper way and not just like faking science. There's gonna be some fake science tonight, I can promise you that. Ah, Pierre! Bonsoir! Thank you for your email. I saw it earlier, and thank you for the beautiful drawing. I didn't have time to reply to you yet. Tomorrow I will finally have time to go through all my emails, and I will reply to you properly then. Thank you. The drawing was fantastic. And Maxime, good evening. I kind of agree with you so far. Like now I've been working a lot with generative AI, mostly with text or with text and visuals. And after about a year now of working intensely with it, I can instantly spot generated AI on Instagram or the internet or whatever. It's like, pew, you see it instantly that it's generated. You can make mistakes, and you can, like a poor artist that is generating or making by hand something that looks like AI, I will probably also like false negative that one or false positive. But I agree with you that I'm already tired of it. So what I'm doing for me is like it's raw material, and then I shape it like so. The AI gives me a lump of pixels, and then I shape it into something more interesting. Because I don't think usually. Let's take a look. Here, for example, is I'm working on like the 70s, you know, the dirty space stations and stuff. But you can immediately see that it's AI, so it needs some kind of processing to make it more interesting. They can still make like quite atmospheric images, and what I often do, you have seen this already in the previous live stream, I kind of dress it up with smoke and fog and lighting, and I fake a lot of stuff to make it seem like it's more alive. And I also put 3 screens into there, and stuff is happening on all of the 3 screens. You kind of forget the background disappears. It just becomes a location, and then you kind of lose track of that it's fake. And here's something else I'm working on is generating fake assets for my live streams. This is probably going to be integrated with or might suit together with you know, these ones, the 1980s VHS covers. So I'm just telling the tool to create lots of ghetto blasters for me and also include a screen on them so I can appear on the... You see here there's a screen on the top where I can insert myself, and then I can put this ghetto blaster with me in it in the scene. For example, I could put this ghetto blaster on the bench here or whatever. Destroy the Matrix. The Stackalyzer on Zoom is concerning. Are they connected? I know. I saw the Stackalyzer. It's the power strip. It's a German for power strip. It's Michael's camera is filming the power strip first. We had a general rehearsal yesterday on Patreon, and I also was slightly worried about the Stackalyzer. Who is that? But no, they have revealed themselves. There they are on Zoom now. Good to see you guys. Ryan asks if you're interested in historical interpretations of the future. A song based on Brave New World. That's very, very interesting. It's a big influence on my work. I've read the book like I think 1,000 times, and I've actually seen... I always mix up 1984 and Brave New World in movies. I think 1984 is the movies I'm talking about. But the work is seminal, and it's very important, and it's way ahead of its time, and it's still very relevant. Richard, hello, good evening. And thanks for your lovely comments last night. I didn't have time to say hello to you last night during the live stream. Or I think I said hello, but I didn't have time to reply to your comments. We have, like, the day before, we have a general rehearsal on Patreon where I play through everything and kind of test everything's working, which is usually isn't, and then I fix all of the small problems. So hopefully we have fewer crashes than before. And also, Stig, good evening. Well, it's only 7 minutes until we're starting. Oh. So just show you the final sketch, the final visual prototype I have prepared. And that's after the Ghetto Blaster. I have these, which they are not perfect yet. I'm still working on kind of the good, correct prompt, but I'm working on like early 2000, like millennial graphics user interface overdose, you know, with neon greens and purple, and everything is like maximum colors and deluxe paint pixelated interfaces. And my idea is to kind of slightly animate all these parts and then insert myself highly pixelated in parts of it. And it's interesting to see, like a year ago, these tools could not make text, but you see, I can often see, like here, there's like evenivukun er. It's like it doesn't have a sense of meaning behind words, but it's starting to nail letters. So I'm very curious to see when these visual tools are starting to generate real text with some kind of meaning, or that's going to be super interesting because ChatGPT is very interesting. Okay. Gonna go back to the studio, and I will, since it's 5 minutes now, 6 minutes, I'm gonna load the first track. Kotlik, Benjamin, good evening. No, I'm making a note to myself. I will figure out what that is and if it's something I should try. Captain Nemo, I thank you for your compliment. It's sketches. You will see a lot more sketches throughout tonight. I am mostly using Midjourney, but I have access. I use all of these 3 tools. Some of them are better for some things or other. I tend to do most of the work mid-journey. So we're starting in 5 minutes, and a bunch of people have showed up since we started. So again, I'm gonna just repeat the possibility to join on Zoom. I posted a link right now. If you want to participate with your webcam here, like all of these beautiful people are already doing, you can click that link and connect with your web camera. But please know that the sound is of course coming from YouTube, and also please know that if you're watching this as a recording, that does not work. Of course, you can only connect right now while we are live. Benjamin from Serbia. No, I haven't tried this dish. It sounds delicious just by the name. Can you describe it? Or I'm gonna ask ChatGPT and get some kind of hallucinative recipe. You know, as an artist, I find these AI tools fantastic. I spoke with some friends about this. Like, they're like concerned about how it hallucinates. It comes up with like, you can't know if it's true or not. And I'm like, I don't care. It's whatever. It says wonderful things. It's like ignorance is bliss, and ChatGPT is it's just, it thinks it knows everything. It's like the biggest mansplainer ever. All right, 4 minutes. What else was I gonna inform you guys about before starting? That the next live stream is on December 15th is when I have scheduled it. I think that's gonna happen, and I think that's gonna be quite like tonight, that I will try out a bunch of new sketches. That is my primary goal. That is what I'm gonna be working on for the next few weeks. And so the live stream will be quite similar to this one in type of content, with a lot of new content and a few hits. And then for the spring, I will explain this in 4 minutes, so why am I saying it right now? In the spring I will be traveling quite a lot. So for January and February there probably won't be live streams, but I will start up in March, and then it will be regularly until probably the summer tends to be lower activity. So maybe a pause in the summer and then back to usual. Benjamin, I would love to try some. Can I generate it? Oh god, I'm looking forward to. We have like generative kitchen machine, artificial intelligence. I just show to the kitchen, give me a pizza with more cheese than the universe has, and it will bing, bing, it comes out of a slice in the wall. That is also a vision of the future that I always liked. Lars, yes, 15th December. Wyvern, hi, good to see you again. Okay, we're starting in 2 minutes. Let me check that everything is operational. Yes, everything looks good here. Thank you, Benjamin. And John Aina, yes, it's Airwolf. But oh, that's right. It's not. It's a mashup of multiple it's multiple film music from the 80s mashed up in one remix. I can't remember the title of the main song. Some guy on a motorbike with guns in front. Bring out the headphones, everybody. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Ugress TV episode 28. Woohoo! I can't believe we have done 28 episodes. It's 8 o'clock, I just started the concert part, and before heading straight into the music, I will just give a short introduction before we begin. But as usual, in case you are watching this live right now, please know that you can join on Zoom. I just posted a link to Zoom right now. If you click the link, your webcam will appear up here together with these beautiful people. Tonight, I am gonna present a ton of work in progress. It's gonna be a bit different from usual. The visuals will be there, but they will be static. I will just show you like sketches of what it's gonna be, because I will tell you why I'm doing this and why tonight the focus is music. Here is my schedule for the next year. Right now in November and December, I'm gonna be here in the studio and I'm focusing quite hard on music production. Then in January and February, I will be in Japan for 2 months. And then I will only be on a laptop, which is okay. I can make some music sketches, but I kind of don't produce very fast on a laptop. I can do visuals and sketches, but that means that January and February is off for production. And then I'm back here again in March and April. I will do the wrap up of the album. That is, I usually need 3 months to finish an album, and this is pretty much 3 months because we are already halfway into December and I leave for Japan already in the middle of December. So this should make the album finished in April, deliver it for mastering and printing. It will be released on vinyl, so I need to make it finished before the summer, and then it's going to be released in August or September. That means that right now I really want to do as much music as possible, and I want to test as much music as possible, and I'm not focusing on the visuals right now. I will wait with that until the spring. I will work on that during the winter and during the late spring. Tonight I'm also testing out a new feature. Like, we just had like a long conversation about generative AI and machine learning, and with that you can generate also now audio samples like voices. Of course you know this, like you can fake any voice you want. So what I'm doing with that is experimenting quite a bit with generating my own samples. You know, Ugress always used samples, and now I am generating them myself, and I'm also generating the character that creates the voices. And I do that by taking out the phrases from similar characters in lots of movies, and then I mash them together, and then I train the AI on these similar characters, and then I get one voice that is like an archetype of that character, like a mad professor from the 60s or a screamy teenager from the 80s. I will show you examples of this so you kind of understand what I'm doing. But that's the reason for the live stream tonight. I'm gonna test out as much as possible for this tonight. And my intuition is, and we also spoke about this last night during the Patreon rehearsal, I think it's too much voices. That's my question to you guys tonight. My intuition is that there's too much voice. That's okay for tonight, but I'm curious to hear you guys during the live stream tonight. Please post if you think like it's too much voice, or no, it's fine. I'm curious, but can you hear everything they are saying? Can you follow it? Is it too much information musically or textually? So please let me know what you think. And I'm gonna start the first batch of sketches. And the first one is the first sketch is not a sketch, it's just a reference track for you to understand what the voices are, because in the first track the voices will introduce themselves and explain who they are, and I also generated some images from the same era and the same movies to show you who they are. After that I will say hello to everybody on YouTube and all of your comments. I've seen the comments popping up now, and let's just get started with the music. Here is Works in Progress Part 1.
Hello, you people on YouTube. I'm the voice of B-movie scientists. a voice made from a collection of voiceover scientists. From various horror, science fiction, and fantasy movies of the 1960s and 1970s. My experiments are always questionable, and the results are often suffering from visibly low-budget effects.
Hasta la vista, baby.
I remember the world before the MRIs. People used to live their emotions. Now look around. A society of mannequins with artificial smiles, synthetic tears. Humanity to this media extraction obsession. Waking up one day and finding a piece of your soul stolen. My memories, they were mine. Fragments of who I am. My memories, they were mine. Fragments of who I am. Void, a haunting absence. I've seen glimmers of rebellion. Maybe there's hope. Maybe we can awaken from this numb dream. Or maybe that feeling is also just artificially inserted emotion in me. My memories, they were mine. Fragments of who I am. My memories, they were mine. Fragments of who I am.
facing the maw of a beast. A beast that feeds on our very essence. It strips away our emotions, our memories, our souls, leaving nothing but hollow shells. The E-marks. The E-marks are not just tools of convenience. They are chains, manacles that bind us to a cycle of dependence. This is not evolution. It's subjugation. An annihilation of the self. Awaken. Rise. The scars of your experiences belong to you. Your memories, your emotions. Fight. Fight for the very fabric of your reality. They peddle the lie of a life unburdened by sorrow, by the weight of remembrance. But what is a life without the taste of bittersweet nostalgia? What is life without the fire of anger, without the catharsis of grief? Rise, my friends, rise with your pain, your love, your rage. Your emotions are your weapons. We are the resistance, the keepers of reality. We are the guardians of the heart, and we shall awaken. Rise. The scars of your experiences belong to you. Your memories, your emotions. Fight. Fight for the very fabric of your reality, and we shall awaken. The scars of your experiences belong to you. Your memories, your emotions. Fight. Fight for the very fabric of your reality. Rise.
Thank you. That was Works in Progress in part 1 with some demos from samples and stuff. So that's like the first one was just a reference track to show you like 3 voices introduce themselves and told them what kind of archetype they are, and also showed some images of kind of like that era, so you get a sense of who they are. And then 2 tracks which are using then some different characters and some different voiceover narration throughout the track. And musically, I'm also just trying out things to see what fits or not. These tracks are, of course, works in progress. They might not be like this forever. We're gonna move on to the next track, and I will play that one, and then I will check in with your comments, which I saw was like scrolling up here. We are now actually at track 222. We have performed 222 tracks on these live streams since the pandemic started like 16 years ago or something. So now we are at the 222 track, and as a request for a person in Istanbul. Hello, Istanbul. How are you? I hope you are watching. It's the request was all of the colors except those visible.
My friends, we stand on the brink of a feat unparalleled. If the data on my returning probe ship matches my computerized calculations,
Thank you. That was all of the colors except those visible. From it was released in 2022, but it was created a few 1 or 2 years before that. And I know I'm looking at the graphics. I'm like, my God, this is so early AI. It's like amateur artificial intelligence images. But also that's a good example of like here the graphics are much more responsive. Like they're reacting to the audio and stuff. So like that is what I'm planning to do with the work in progress sketches that you see before, and you will see a bit later also. I will quickly check in with your beautiful comments. When did I start? Up here. I'm scrolling a bit up. And just see if there's something I missed. Katjasu and Joe, good evening. Good to see you here. And Cyrillian name. Also good to see you. I'm not even going to try. But I know I recognize your icons. I know you've been here before. Patrick also. Okay, money walks, makeup talks. I can guess what you are posting to. Perfect comment. Okay, I see a bunch of questions that oh my God, like this is my voice is already gone because I haven't spoken to anybody for 2 weeks. Like I've just been here in the studio working. So pardon me while I refreshen my voice. I will, as usual, read through all of the comments tomorrow and I will answer your questions in the next live stream. I promise to remember it this time. Let's move on to Sahara 7. This is the classic track from tonight. Obscure track from the Shadow of the Beat, the first Shadow of the Beat album from 2006. Oh, and just so you know, I haven't had time to generate new visuals for this track, so I'm recycling old visuals that I used last year for another track. Thank you. That was the Sahara 7 from 2006 from the Nano Caravan album from Shadow of the Beat. I'm now gonna quickly move on to Works in Progress Part 2. I'm gonna try out some more new sketches for you, and let's just get going.
In a world where memories are currency and nostalgia is king, you must ask yourself, how much are you willing to pay for your past? What is your history worth to you? This digital paradise we've built, it's nothing but a house of mirrors. Narcissist mirrors, reflecting what we want to see. The question is, can you break the glass? Can you escape your own reflection? Don't be fooled by the simplicity of ones and zeros. It's not about man versus machine anymore. It's about man becoming the machine.
Thank you. That was Works in Progress Part 2 with two more sketches and static images and tryouts on the instruments and what I'm gonna do. And so I will remind you the question that I would like to have comments on is is the voices, is it too much? Is it okay? Can you understand what they're saying? Can you follow it? Do you have to follow it? Do you care? I'm just curious to kind of get a sense. My own assessment after preparing this set for tonight is that there are too many voices. We still have two or three more tracks to go, and one or two of them have voices. So I think at the end of this, I would be happy if you kind of just post a comment voices okay, voices too much, voices give me more. Just so I kind of get a data point to contrast my own feeling. I think it's a little bit too much, but not too much. So I'm curious just to hear your opinion on that. We're gonna move on to how to support Ugress, which is the usual unskippable ad in the middle of my live stream. I will tell you how to help me continue doing what I'm doing, and that is simply the most important thing is play the music. Press play on Spotify. That's the most important thing you can do. The second one is please subscribe to my mailing list at ugress.io. Just posted a link to that right now. You can there subscribe, and that's the easiest way for me to reach you with the new stuff. When there's a live stream or there's a new album, once a month or more rarely, it's maybe 10 or 6 to 10 emails per year where I tell you what's happening. I'm going on tour, or there's a new album, or there's a live stream tonight. My voice sounds a bit weird. Is this better? Because I'm kind of slowly fading out of social media, I will keep updating and kind of post stuff, but I actually just before the live stream today, I was like, oh fuck, I forgot to post on social media. I'm like, oh fuck it, I don't care. And I'm I think I have the feeling I'm not the only one slowly fading out of social media. So that's one way to stay in touch. And of course, also I'll just quickly tell you and inform you, I'm not going to make an ad for it tonight. I have a Patreon. You can support me there on different tiers, how much you want to spend. I have made 2 examples on ugress.com/Patreon. If you're curious what it is, this is a system to subscribe to my material. And you can go to this link, ugress.com/Patreon. There are 2 free examples. The worst case, you sign up for the cheapest one for 1 month, and then you get 3 years of content in one go. But most people tend to stay, and it's a perfect way to keep up with my work. But also, it's pretty okay to just follow this live stream. Oh, thank you for patience with my ad. I don't have a symbol. I should have I'm gonna note to self. I should make that next one. The next one is also a sketch, but it's what's it called in English? It's reached a higher level of education than the other ones. So it has its own title and it gets its own track introduction. I'm just gonna load it because I forgot that, and while it's loading, I'm gonna check in with the comments. Okay, it's loading. I will check the comments. Interesting picture from Erenso. Thank you. Toratle. A bit much talking in the most talking parts. Everything else is good. I think I know what you mean. Voices a little less or more pointed. I understand. Yes, they talk too much. It's good to see. I just saw 3 comments now, but kind of I always enjoy to get my own premonitions confirmed. But Wyvern has a contrasting observation. And David also. Very interesting. I'm much looking forward to read all of your comments afterwards. For right now, I'm just gonna keep moving on. I will keep focus on concert part. And here is Lifted Drops of Biochemical Brew.
transcended the crude apparatus of modernity. True enlightenment lies not in the capture of images, but in the extraction of their affect.
I walk alone. The echo of my steps. A ghostly consort, unheard. I find my sanctuary. The MRYs. These husks of memory. The hollow rapture. Of emotions once lived.
I have now moved beyond these images to the extraction of their emotional essence. The emox. My chemical extract. A vibrant spectrum of emotion sourced from the crystalline residue of captured memories. What remains is the frozen husks of recollection.
I am the unseen, the untamed. Here in solitude's embrace are the relics of discarded dreams. My presence is the only truth. Amid the remnants, the fractured echoes, I am sovereign of the lost and forgotten. The essence of tears, the spirit's doom, lifted drops, a biochemical brew. The essence of tears, the spirit's doom, lifted drops, a biochemical brew.
In flasks I whisper, I coax the ghost. Feelings of spectre, humanity's host. Shadows accrue, the night unfurls. A tempest stirs, the liquid swirls.
You sip the flame of man's true spark, a cosmic barber in the dark. You strip the soul of fire and fight, leave us hollow, lost to the night.
Emo extraction, the truth comes pure. Clarity elixir, the souls endure. My treasure, veiled in twilight skies. Dampen down our inner cries.
But gilded lies in your vile dwell, freedom caged in a golden cell. Warmth of the heart, you cool, decay, even us monsters turn away.
Blind your vision, wield your scream. Mind's peace worth more than your dream. The emox reads, it breaks the links from sorrow's ocean. One unsinks.
Dive too deep, lose treasures old, ever wise where the shadows hold. Your cold craft dims the soul's bright gleam, in endless void, dark nightmares swim.
In the lab's dim light, my solace found. Chemistry to keep the beast unbound. As I toil with the mind's Abyssian morass, I feel the pull of the dark trespass.
You think you're the sculptor, master of the game. I'm the untold story, the eternal flame. You're the surface, the fading light, a dream. I'm the grit, I'm the real, I'm the unseen. Scream.
The essence of tears, the spirit's doom. Lifted drops, a biochemical brew. The essence of tears, the spirit's doom. Lifted drops, a biochemical brew. The essence of tears, the spirit's doom. Lifted drops, a biochemical brew. The essence of tears, the spirit's doom. Lifted drops, a biochemical brew.
Sorry, that was Lifted Drops of Biochemical Brew by the Chemical Brothers, I was gonna say, but by the Frankenstein Brothers, by a mad scientist and his creature. it could be. But like this is an experiment, and now you can answer: is it too much voices or not? Because here there is a lot of voices, and they are talking a lot, and they are saying a lot, and I think they are repeating a bunch of stuff. But it's so much fun to play, and I love this kind of word battle they have going with the kind of like building up like a rap battle between two kind of romantic, science, gothic, Victorian showdown. All right, the next track, and it's the last track of tonight, is you had no idea this was coming. It's Loungemeister, but do you know what more is coming? Loungemeister was made in 2002 on a computer, pretty much like this. Like I made music on a home computer in the 2000s. That was the very start of Ugress. And for this video, for the final track tonight, for Loungemeister, I Googled and I just downloaded a bunch of pictures from 2002 from computer home studios. And there are also some pictures from my own setups and also from some of my Patreons. So thanks a lot for watching. I see you guys in 1 month. This has been super fun tonight. I'm looking so much forward to see the comments. And for now, I'm going to finish with Loungemeister.
You're all aware of our computer situation. Nevertheless, I've decided to continue the mission.
But the computer advises termination.
I'm not sure we can trust the computer.
Advises termination.
Nevertheless, we need an expert. I've decided to continue the mission.
We're now on full automatic in the hands of the computers.
groovy.